Hi, I'm Allison King with the Internal Communications and Engagement Team, and I'm here with Torie Brown, the coordinator of the Communities of Practice program. Welcome, Torie.
Hi, Allison. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for joining. First question, 30 seconds or less. How do you describe communities of practice?
Well, so broadly speaking, a community of practice is a group of people who share a concern or passion for something that they do, and they come together as a group to learn how to do it better. Within the Communities of Practice portfolio at EDA, we manage 8 communities of practice for economic developers, which are operated in partnership with organizations you might know like NATO and the Urban Institute through cooperative agreements. The communities of practice gather people around economic development topics, programs, and systems. I'll get more into that as we chat.
That's great. So we're thinking about, it's been 1 year, and when you look across the portfolio of community practice, what would you say are some lessons learned or some success factors that really define a successful community of practice?
Good question, and we are certainly reflecting on where we've been and where we're going. And one of the things that I love about this portfolio is that it's a bit of a test bed. Like I mentioned, we're supporting 8 distinct but overlapping groups as they refine what it means to practice economic development, from regional planning to implementing large cluster strategies. So while each community of practice is only a year old or so, we've already begun seeing some exciting impact and learning lessons about what works.
So what would you say are some examples of impact success?
One of my favorite examples is the coal community of practice, which is called Building Resilient Economies in Coal Communities, stood up a leadership coalition of 20 leaders from across the country who are already doing meaningful work to drive more diverse regional economies where they're from. They got connected through this group to really bring together all of their knowledge and wisdom to support each other and to support the larger community of coal communities. So we were able to get together in Southwest Virginia earlier this summer and see how that region has really taken their history of coal and used that as a foundation for their economic future. And I could see people in real time writing down ideas, reminding themselves to talk to someone again in more detail in the future, and thinking about how the lessons learned in that region might benefit their own homes.
Love to hear that networking and sharing of best practices and ideas. That really is the light bulb of it.
It is. It's what it's all about.
October is Manufacturing Month. So how does manufacturing fit into the communities of practice?
So yes, happy Manufacturing Month. Manufacturing is a cross-cutting topic within the communities of practice, but we do have a manufacturing-focused community of practice. So they're really looking at what does it mean to have a regional manufacturing ecosystem that is robust and not only creating good manufacturing jobs, but really has everything in place for manufacturers to grow and succeed long-term in their areas. But that's not the only place we talk about manufacturing. The technology-based economic development community of practice has manufacturing as a cross-cutting theme as well. They're thinking about how to use technology to bring traditional manufacturers into the future and prepare them again for long-term economic success. The Build Back Better community of practice, which we call Building Better Regions, is also talking about manufacturing. They've got a sub-community of the coalitions that are focused on manufacturing sector projects coming together to really refine what that means in their particular space. And it's really exciting that this is a through line of our work because we're seeing the resurgence of American manufacturing happen in real time, and these communities of practice are adding value to that.
There is so much going on with the communities of practice in 1 year. For anybody who's interested in learning more about EDA or maybe even becoming involved, what would you recommend they do?
All right, so we want this to be inclusive and beneficial to EDA. And we've tried to stand up some resources to make that a little bit easier and to make information available to anyone who wants it. So start in the EDA Exchange on the Communities of Practice page, and you'll get some more detailed information about what's happening beyond what's available on our public-facing websites. But also don't hesitate to reach out to those that are supporting this initiative. It's not just a project officer making these communities of practice work. There are cross-cutting teams around EDA informing this work, and you can be a part of that. So reach out to networks at eda.gov if you're interested.
Thanks, Torie. Thanks for your time.